The Guides of the Forest. Once upon a time, in a lush green forest bathed in golden sunlight, the melodies of chirping birds and the gentle whispers of rustling leaves filled the air. This forest, a sanctuary cradled by nature, seemed like a hidden paradise. Each tree told the story of the forest with its sky-reaching branches, and every path carried the traces of countless adventures. Deep within the forest lived a tiny mouse named Pip. His world was a treasure waiting to be explored at every corner. Cheerful and curious, Pip awoke each morning with the first rays of sunlight, ready to uncover the secrets of the forest. But Pip was not alone. Gliding gracefully through the sky was his closest friend, Rico, a colourful parrot who brought life to the forest with his vibrant feathers and joyful spirit. Rico delighted in observing the forest's breathtaking views from above and sharing them enthusiastically with Pip. One morning, the wind blew stronger than usual, and the sun hid shyly behind a blanket of clouds. This unusual weather felt like a harbinger of change. But the young inhabitants of the forest were too absorbed in their joy to notice these silent warnings. Rabbits and squirrels hopped playfully among fallen leaves and vibrant flowers, laughing loudly as they played in the open glade. They were having so much fun that they didn't realize how far they had wandered from their homes. A small squirrel suddenly stopped and looked around. "Wait," he said with a frightened voice. "This isn't where we usually play. I don't recognize these trees." The other young ones paused and glanced around nervously. Towering trees, unfamiliar shrubs, and strange sounds surrounded them. One of the little rabbits whimpered, "We're lost. How will we get back home?" The other youngsters huddled together in panic. This part of the forest was entirely unknown to them. Just then, Rico was enjoying the breeze as he flew above the treetops. He spotted the young animals huddled beneath a tree, looking frightened and unsure. Flapping his wings quickly, he turned back to find Pip. "Pip, there's a group of little ones deep in the forest. I think they're lost," Rico exclaimed with concern. Pip sprang into action immediately. "Then we must help them." "Come on, Rico, lead the way," he replied determinedly. Pip and Rico quickly made their way to the frightened youngsters. The small animals clung to each other, trembling with fear. Pip spoke gently. "Hello, little friends. Don't be scared. We're here to help," he said in a warm and reassuring voice. One of the young squirrels, eyes brimming with worry, whimpered, "We want to go home, but we can't find our way." Pip tried to calm their fears. "Don't worry, we'll all get out of here together," he said confidently. Rico, soaring gracefully above, called out, "Come on, Pip. I'll guide you from up here. If we move together, we'll get them back to their homes in no time," he called out. Pip turned to the young animals and reassured them, "Rico will guide us from above, and I'll make sure you're safe down here." His confident voice gave them courage, and they lined up behind him, ready to follow. As they made their way along the narrow forest paths, Pip carefully watched each step the little ones took. "Be careful. There are small stones on this path. Don't slip," he warned. From above, Rico shouted, "Pip, There's a clearing ahead. Turn right. Their teamwork made the journey smoother, and the group advanced steadily. But soon, they came across a dense thicket covered with thick leaves and tangled branches. The young animals stopped, their eyes wide with fear. One little rabbit whimpered, "We can't get through this. The branches are too thick and thorny." Pip noticed their growing anxiety. Turning to Rico, he asked, "Rico, can you look for a way through from above?" Rico soared above the thicket, scanning the area carefully. After a few passes, he called down, "Yes! There's a less thorny path on the right. Follow me." Pip quickly turned to the little ones and said, "Come on, be brave. We'll follow the path Rico found." Slowly and cautiously, they began to make their way through the thicket. From above, Rico watched with relief as the group moved safely along the path he had found. Finally, they emerged from the thicket into an open clearing. The young animals jumped with joy. "We did it! We're so close to home!" They cheered. Rico called down, "I can see your homes from here. We're almost there." Pip turned to the little ones and said, "Come on. We'll walk with you all the way back to your nests." Together, they took the final steps, and at last, the young animals reached their homes. Their mothers were waiting at the door, tears of joy glistening in their eyes as they hugged their little ones tightly. "Thank you, Pip and Rico. You've shown once again what true friends you are," they said gratefully. Pip and Rico smiled bashfully, their hearts swelling with pride. As the young animals reunited with their families, the sun broke through the clouds, casting a golden glow over the forest. The mothers embraced their children with love, and the wind carried a gentle, almost magical melody across the woods. It was as if the forest itself was singing a song of Pip and Rico's friendship, a tune that echoed even in the farthest corners of the forest. Pip and Rico watched the young ones celebrating as they reunited with their families. They exchanged a proud glance. Rico said, "Today we didn't just rescue the little ones. We reignited their hope." Pip smiled warmly and added, "And once again, we proved the strength of our friendship." From that day forward, a story began to echo through every corner of the forest. The guides of the forest. Pip and Rico's courage became an inspiration to every creature. Their names lived on in the whispers of the wind through the leaves, in the sunlight glinting off the rivers, and in the nighttime songs of the crickets that broke the silence. But the tale didn't end there. Every morning, as the sun rose, Pip and Rico roamed the forest, ready to catch the signals of a new adventure. Who knows? Perhaps one day, someone else in need of help would call for them. Perhaps a secret whispered by the wind would lead them on yet another journey. And as families walked through the forest, children who heard this story in the rustling leaves, or saw the wing of a bird in the sky, or a tiny mouse scurrying along the ground, paused for a moment to dream. Perhaps one day, their own tales of friendship and courage would echo through the forest, just like Pip and Rico's.